greater than the palm tree metaphor for the body. So what would happen, or what would, more importantly, what would you do in action if you found out that you had a beautiful ponytail palm tree in the corner of the room, you know, had some beauty and some good feng shui, and you loved it and you wanted to thrive and grow, of course, as we do, because you care about it and yourself. Well, what happens if it was there for 5, 10, 40, 50 years and we're unable to see what's in the pot below the root system? And for most people in the nervous system, they're disconnected up here, so they have no idea what's going on below here in their body. But they're thinking that they're fantastic. It's hilarious when you get into it. So, obviously you get some nice, beautiful light. You might spray that, taking care of it all the time and fertilizing. But what happens if after 10 years we found out that down here there was rot? Because we'd either overwatered it or didn't water it enough or just didn't clean it out. We found out that there was parasites, there was all sorts of viruses, and essentially heavy metals, because it all sinks to the bottom, and there's all sorts of black evil gunk, which people are projecting out calling the devil. Yeah, what would you do with it? Well, if it was me, I want this plant to grow and thrive, then I'd be taking it out, resoiling, putting more beautiful minerals and nutrients in there to allow it to thrive up the top. And then we can actually get to enlightenment. Easy ways to do that. Oh, a colonic irrigation, just flush out all that gunk. And then, of course, we put some beautiful worms in there, but what happens if they got stuck and stagnant and didn't get any light or any sun or any nutrients? Well, inevitably they're going to turn into evil, yucky gunk. And we are constantly going to reproduce that from our reproductive system throughout the entire body. And then if we're connected to it, we might get a message of something to do about it, or just sit there and be in our judgmental of our victim stuff because we've got heavy and dense things in the bottom part of our body. But we just didn't know about it. So, what would you do? Nourish and nurture and do that from the bottom, from the roots, because if we're looking up at the top, we're totally forgetting our roots. And then, of course, if we don't have a solid foundation, how can we build a beautiful temple for enlightenment? And if we're focusing on some sort of sun god or Jesus or some sort of external entity, then we're not even going to be able to see what's going on in the beautiful body, and in order to fix it, because we're too busy focusing on the effects of these things rather than the cause of them and actually taking action to fix it. Seems to fit, doesn't it? And of course, ideally, as you can see the shape here of any tree, then that's the hollow bone concept, or the clear channel of light and love. So ideally, we want to be clean and clear, have a solid foundation for us to grow and thrive. Because as we know, the plant, or any tree, or the tree of life, is going to thrive only on the ability of its foundation. But of course, we need to get our root system and our nervous system, which is the most important part here. That spreads out through the gut, but if we haven't fixed up our gut and have that fire nice and burning controlled, then our nervous system is not going to even understand the massive amount of root system that's down here in the nervous system to be able to be connected with Mother Nature, and we'll just simply be disconnected and stuck in our heads and wondering what to do and confused, and quite often reproducing our evil gunk to our partners and our children, because we're passing on everything through our daily lives and just not be connected to it, especially if we haven't achieved stillness and essentially taken care of our shadow. What's the shadow? The shadow is anything dark and black in the body that's been stored in a certain spot because we didn't have enough energy to take it on at the time. Fair enough, it's how it goes. Right? If we can build our homeostasis and our vibration with our beautiful practices and nurturing and nourishing, then we can actually start to thrive. And then realize that the tree of life is our body, and once we've got our body up into enlightenment, then and only then do we start to receive the trees of wisdom from our world. Because if we're incapable of allowing and receiving those messages from the universe at a highest vibration we can, then we're going to simply misinterpret any kind of spiritual or esoteric concept because we don't have the front brain capacity to interpret it correctly or take it at face value from which it was given to you. And that's why the Ancient Mystery Schools has a 10-day water fast with daily colonics as the entry point to be able to start esoteric study. So then we'll be able to receive that message and pass it on cleanly without our own interpretations of our own critters and imbalances putting that out. See what I mean? And then people actually start to listen to you and respect you because you've respected yourself and you look good. So, what would you do with your pot plant in the tree? Perhaps a colonic irrigation, maybe some nurturing and some minerals and some beautiful things to actually build and thrive from. Sound good?